Excellent. Chris and Clay in particular, can you, and Rita, you've seen this from the other side at DOE, can you provide some information on what the expected time frame of ARD projects is, and your estimation on what year first advanced reactors will be market ready?
Are you putting that to Rita, or can I answer that?
Well, you can jump in first. Yep, you were unmuted first, and then we'll do Clay, then Rita, and then Chris.
So our licensing schedule, we contemplate a construction license application for the NRC on our XE100 plant in the first half of next year, and we assume about 30 months in total between the construction license application and an overlapped operating license application. That's what we assume in our schedule. We had to assume that in our schedule because the department wanted these deployed by 2027, and we think that's quite possible. I'm the first to acknowledge that there's risk in that schedule. Anytime you try to do something hard, anytime you try to do something on an accelerated schedule, it contemplates a risk, but we're doing everything that we can to prepare to address that. I believe our regulators at the NRC are staffing up appropriately to do that, but that's generally the timeline that we need to achieve from a licensing standpoint to have our first unit constructed and operating by 2027.
Thanks. Rita?
The ARDP, when we envisioned it and put the criteria out for the tier 1 awardees, was that it be demonstrated in 5 to 7 years. And yes, we got a lot of feedback that it was very, very aggressive, but we at the time felt that we needed that aggressive goal to push the likes of X Energy and TerraPower. And clearly they're on path to demonstrate by 2027. And as I always say, there is no penalty for early completion. So we might see it demonstrated before 2027.
So, so under Rita's leadership, and there were also some great voices, in the Senate Appropriations Office, it was really wise for Congress to write the 7-year requirement into law, because let's face it, we've had several recent experiences of licensing processes that took 7 or more years, never mind EPC processes. If we repeat that, nuclear energy, frankly, will not advance in the US. Nuclear energy will retreat in the US. We will cede leadership in nuclear energy technology to China and Russia. We'll lose out on great jobs. We will have a situation where nuclear energy is kind of crowded out of the nuclear energy transition. And I'm telling you, whatever replaces it, and I don't know of the right replacement, but whatever replaces it will not be as good for security, as good for jobs, as good for the environment. So I think it was, and this is some of the reason for the bipartisan support. People realize we're in extremis. We need ARDP to work on these 7-year schedules. And that doesn't mean twisting the NRC's arm. The NRC has 3,000 civil servants. Their responsibility is to protect people and the environment. We need to respect that. Under Chairman Hansen's leadership, he's ready to uphold that. But we do need, and I think our new technologies enable this. For example, with our natrium technology, because of the passive air cooling, because of our novel architecture, we should be able to really collapse the NRC, oversight footprint on our site. So it should be a much simpler licensing project. So these new technologies really do enable the compressed schedule. And we need to do it. If we can't do it on the schedule that the policymakers set, nuclear energy will really be facing an existential challenge. I really think we will. This is really almost our last shot to regain leadership in nuclear energy as a country.